The secret to writing a book that changes the world. Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from mindfulmarketplace.com. Welcome back to our brand new series called Serve and Scale, where we look at how you can legitimately 10x your audience, your output, your impact, and your income using simple strategies that convert like crazy. So in this short audio, we're going to look at what I think is the single most powerful change that you can make in how you conceptualize a nonfiction book. Now, this doesn't apply to folks writing, stories or fiction books or, creative writing enterprises, right? This is for those of you who are inspirational authors, transformational teachers, maybe spiritual leaders, growth gurus, personal development coaches, people who have an inspiring message to get out to the masses. And essentially, the key move here that you want to make is, and there are a number of them that we cover in our course, but the most important thing is you need to translate your insights and experience into audience outcomes, right? People are transformed by experiences. They are inspired by words, but are transformed by experiences. And the paradoxical piece of this process is that if you truly want to change the world with your work, and you want to write a book in the service of that goal, what you really need to do is offer a experience that gives your audience a rock star result when the book is complete, right? So they're not getting that experience by dint of reading the book. They're actually getting that experience by dint of immersing themselves in your experience and expertise outside of the confines of the pixel or the page, right? So you do that with an event, with a community, with coaching, with courses, but you have to offer something at the end of the book that builds a bridge between your words and your actual work in the world. And there are a ton of examples of this that I could give you, but the most salient example that I think is offers the most direct kind of illustration of this principle is something like transcendental meditation. So we have a lot of folks in our community, again, because we're a mindfulness-based community, that are either teaching or interested in meditation. And transcendental or TM meditation, while not the practice that I personally prefer, is very, very popular. But you can't, and there are books about TM out there in the world, but you can't learn TM through a book. You actually have to go to a certified teacher to immerse yourself in that experience to actually learn TM, right? It cannot, by definition, be taught in a book. Their whole process is prohibited from book learning, right? You can be inspired to want to go and learn TM by virtue of reading about it in a book, but you can't actually have the rock star result, which is learning the technique, until you actually go out into the world and immerse yourself in the experience. The same is true with something like a vipassana retreat using there's a very well-known vipassana teacher who's now deceased. His name was S.N. Goenka, and he teaches these 10-day retreats where you can learn this very, very specific vipassana practice. But you cannot learn it. And now these courses are taught in a very templatized way around the world, and he leads these via a video demonstration or video, instruction, and he's, of course, no longer living. You cannot learn this vipassana technique through a book. You can be inspired to want to learn it, but then you actually have to take the steps to have the transformative experience out there in the world through one of the 10-day retreat locations that are offered anywhere, around literally the globe at this point. And lastly, the same is true with something like ayahuasca or these plant medicine experiences that are often very popular in communities like ours. You can be inspired to want to have that experience by dint of reading about it in a book, but you can't actually have the experience. You can't get the transformation. You can't get the rock star result by reading a book. You actually have to go out there into the world and immerse yourself in the experience with somebody who, hopefully has the proper training or has the proper credentials to be leading some sort of therapeutic experience like that for yourself or others. So that is really the, to my mind, the most important part of this process. You need to actually, as an author who wants to change the world, you have to understand that the change that you offer is going to come by dint of folks immersing themselves in your experience. So lastly, our little kind of heuristic for this is your book is a bridge, and a bridge book introduces an idea that invites or inspires an experience. And ultimately, your insights as an author or entrepreneur have to translate into audience outcomes for your reader. Okay, if you're interested in joining us in our self-publishing challenge, which is coming in, I think, the 17th of May, 2020. It initially was a quarantine challenge, but hopefully many of you are not in quarantine today, or if you are staying home, you're not considering yourselves quarantined as much as you are just staying home for your safety and the safety of others. Okay, so you can check out that at the link below, and I hope this has been helpful. Okay, thanks so much, and I will talk to everyone soon.